giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, the day after the Super Bowl, streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! That is a wrap for the 2023 NFL season. And once again, y'all, the Kansas City Chiefs standing at the top, man. They're standing at the top. I have some brief thoughts on that. And of course, I want to hear from y'all if you happen to watch the Super Bowl last night, which, why wouldn't you? It's the final game of the NFL season. We won't have NFL football again until July, August. So you should have been locked in, man. Yeah, it's a wrap. So we'll talk about that. We'll also hit the roundup. Things got a little weird and murky around Dallas, but if you guys rock with the Skywalker Morning Show, you are already aware of a lot of these things. So we'll kind of run that back in the roundup. Plus, we'll hear from one of the candidates as well. And then finally, as you guys see down here, we are going to wrap up our hindsight series. We had to throw a little curveball on Friday. We were going to wrap it up Friday, but we're going to wrap it up today. So we're going to talk a little bit about the bowl, but mostly, we are going to run back and review this cornerback room, which is fitting, given how the game played out last night for the winner. Very fitting that we talk about this cornerback room. But good morning, Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad!
How is everybody doing? Now, you know, I know that everybody probably wants to talk about some of the things that went on prior to the Super Bowl. But maybe we'll touch on that if you guys call into the show. Before we move forward here, 1 second, y'all. Let me fix this on my end. Bada bing, bada boom. Realest guys in the room. Bam. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Congratulations, man. Andy, Pat, y'all know how I feel about those two. There's only one. There's only one other duo, in my opinion, that's better than these guys. Some would argue Montana and Bill Walsh, and I'm not going to fight you. But this is the modern day Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Let's just be real. Bill and them got 6, Tom got 7, so they got a long way to go. But let me just say this about these two in regards to Pat and Andy Reid. If those boys do 3 in a row next year, which has never been done in the history of the sport, Cowboys should have did it. Y'all, I think the conversation is going to have to be a lot closer than what a lot of people are saying. I totally get it. Tom Brady got the 7 rings. Bro only got 3. I hear you. I got you. I feel you. But I think Pat's better. I'm just saying, you know, I think he's a better quarterback. Tom just got more rings. Been playing long for 20 years, you know. Bill Belichick for most of that, you know. Shouts out to Andy Reid, though, and Patrick Mahomes. I will never bet against these two, ever. As long as they're paired up like this, I'm not betting against them. That's why, you know, I was rooting for the Chiefs, but I figured the Chiefs would win because they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. With that said, though, I don't know how many people are giving this man flowers here. There may be some people who are not aware of who this guy is. This is Steve Spagnuolo, a.k.a. Spags, a.k.a. a 64-year-old defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Now, a lot of people on the Twitter world, real life. They're afraid of these old people. They kiki and he these old men. I'm okay. I mean, all right. But they won that Super Bowl because of him. Hey, look, there's no knock to Andy Reid. There's no knock to Patrick Mahomes. They absolutely needed Pat to do his thing at the end of the game, right? To capture that third ring. They needed Pat to stay in the right. But the Chiefs not only won it, but were in it because of that man. That man has like 5 rings as a defense coach. It could be 4. Maybe it's 4. Whatever, though. He has like 4 or 5 rings as purely a defensive coordinator. If you go look at his resume, what he did to the 07 Patriots, what he did in this run this year, the Chiefs defense gave up an average of 15 points per game in the postseason, 6 turnovers. The Chiefs offense won something like 16. Well, I could be wrong. It went like double-digit possessions, not scoring a touchdown. And never were out of it because of that man. If there was a Hall of Fame for assistant coaches, and maybe there is, I don't know. How do you not put Spags in there, man? How do you not do it? Now, I understand he's been there for a while. I understand he's had his downfalls as a head coach, but usually these defensive coordinators, when they go be a head coach, they flame out, they go back to being defensive coordinators, and they have success, usually. Spags dialed it up last night. Even when Pat threw a horrible interception to start the second half, I mean, atrocious. They gave up 0 points. Even when the Niners might have drove into that green zone, red zone, money zone area, pushed them back, punt, field goal. Only let them in the red zone twice, and they only scored a touchdown once. The big stop in overtime. I'm tweeting like everybody's tweeting, right? We're tweeting. I'm like, hey man, Christian McCaffrey taking over in this overtime game. They drive to get all the way down to the 10-yard line or whatever. And I just kept thinking, every time they get into a third down situation, I just know Spags is going to dial it up. And he did. He dialed it up, forced young Brock Purdy, all right? He's a young kid. He hasn't been here long. Forced him into a rush throw or rush decision, and he missed Ayuk open in the back. Threw it up because Spags dialed it up. So 100%, you don't get there without Pat. You don't get there without Andy. You don't get there without Spags either, though. That's why I'm going to shine light on him, because I don't know how much light is going to be shined on him moving forward. Funny thing, they asked him about if he wanted to be a head coach. He said, sure, man, of course. But as long as we win the Super Bowls, I'm good. Gotta love Spags. And the reason why I kind of bring this up, not the main reason, but you look at him, he's not youthful, but he has youthful energy. He has more wisdom. I think I would like to use that word. Shout out to Koye, more than like old. I think he's comfortable in his skin. He's not looking for a head coaching job or anything like that. He said, yeah, sure, whatever, but I'm comfortable here. Very similar type of guy, could potentially be here in Dallas. We'll see. I don't know in regards to if he wants to be a head coach again, if he even be here as long as Spags has been there in Kansas City. But they run a very similar scheme. Very similar scheme. So I just wanted to give him a big shout out. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to Pat and Andy getting 3, and also Spags getting 3 with them. So for me, love the Super Bowl. I know it wasn't as fun in regards to points and whatnot, but again, I love this game. I think if you know me, I just love football. I knew this was the last bit of football we were going to get for a long time. So every possession I'm not even invested into this game emotionally, but every possession I was hanging on, as if it was the last one, and ended up being what a walk-off game. Speaking of which, walk-off, overtime. Second overtime Super Bowl in the history of the game. This is the first one, though, where you had the situation of not the first one. Yeah, it is the first. It's the first one where the first score doesn't win the game, and then they change the overtime rule. The first touchdown doesn't win the game. This one was everybody gets a chance to go down and retaliate, whether it be a touchdown scored or a field goal scored, right? But I ain't gonna hold you. It got real weird at the end of that. And Tony, by the way, Tony Romo was, bro, I was like,
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
bro, I was tired of Tony. Here you go, Jim. Yo, get him off. He got, don't ever put Tony Romo in the Super Bowl ever again. God, he was terrible. There was a throw. Patrick Mahomes threw a ball behind somebody, right? And Tony was like, I don't know, Jim. He might have. No, he didn't say might have. He felt the defender's arm rising above the waistline and he had to throw it behind him, Jim. Hey, Tony, get off my TV, dog. Patrick Mahomes felt somebody's. Tony, give me Troy and them. Give me Kevin Burkhardt and Olsen. I know y'all don't like him either, but come on, man. Am I lying? Get him out. Anyway, my bad. I didn't mean to go, but Tony weird, man. Where was I at? He started singing too. Did y'all hear him singing? Dad, Tony was on one, man. Tony was on one. My bad, y'all. Let me just move forward. How about Usher bringing an A to the world, though, boy? Come on, man. Come on, can I get a bomb? Can I get Usher brought the A to the world for real. And you can't please everybody. I'm also learning that in this industry. But I was shocked how many people were like put off or something by this performance, man. First of all, I'm just glad he performed some songs I thought he was not going to do. I thought this was going to be, oh my God, and yeah, like 17 different times on loop because, So if you only knew oh my God and yeah, just say that. But when he dropped Superstar, let's go. Usher really doing this. Okay, Usher, I appreciate you, big dog. Now, he has so many hits, man. I mean, I shouts out to 2i. I told 2i he could just drop 8701 and I'm good. Me personally, I'm fine. 8701, Confessions, and we could just rock my way. I mean, he don't really got to do nothing else. But he has to appease to us. You know what I mean? He got to appease everybody. So I'm like, cool. The only problem I got with Usher, man. Why are you rubbing up on Alicia like that, though? Right? I get it, the whole thing, Usher's performing in Vegas and, social media, you bring the celebrities and he does the little thing with them. But it's the Super Bowl. That woman got a husband. 150 billion people just saw you. You know what I mean? You really might have to put hands on Usher, dog. You might have to put hands. Hey, Usher, you gotta chill. But the halftime show to me, man, I was in my living room. I was A-Town stopping and thunder clapping and my way in. I had fun. Me and my wife had fun with the halftime show. I'm not gonna go out and say this is the best of all time or anything like that, but it was one of the more fun ones. Period. Definitely in the last, decade or so. I enjoyed it. But I'm just saying, if all you knew was yeah and oh my God, just say that. That's all I'm saying. Just say that. I'm gonna talk to y'all about all this in a second, though, man. If y'all don't mind, let me. Yeah, I know Swiss gonna have to put some pause on it. If y'all don't mind, let's hit this roundup real quick, right? Y'all funny. Let's talk about what happened before the Super Bowl. I'm gonna come out of this We'll rap to y'all for a little bit on the phones, and we're going to jump into this cornerback, all right? Let's do that. Let's do that real quick.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It's time.
It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, Cowboys Nation. About this Rex Ryan thing. So, Rex Ryan was on, what was it? ESPN NFL Countdown before the Super Bowl. And he talked about why he wants the job in Dallas. And it got Cowboys fans fired up. I'm not going to lie. It kind of got me fired up, too, just hearing him talk. I've got a couple. I think Rex is angling, not just for the job, though. But I'll bring that up in here in a second. However, in doing so, he kind of refuted what Adam Schefter had to say in his lead up and teaser or whatever. And boy, Shefty was, Rex Ryan did an amazing job. But relax, Adam. Relax. But he alluded to the point that, hey, man, this thing is not over yet. It's not done in regards to Mike Zimmer. And then the nation got wind of it. And it started to circulate. And the speculation was gone. And it was confusion taking over in Cowboys Nation. It's not official. What's going on? But if you were here Friday morning, you knew it was never official. Shoot, I told y'all it wasn't official Thursday night. That's why you got to rock with A to Z in the morning. In case you missed it, though, this was Friday morning. Basically showing that Rex is actually correct at that time. As we sit right now, per sources close to the situation, it's not a done deal. They're trying to iron out contract details, monies, right? Jerry's a billionaire. Billionaires can be a little cheap. So they're trying to iron that out. I'd imagine it gets done. It would be shocking, but it's not something that we haven't seen before. People walk away. Nonetheless, Mike Zimmer seems to be the guy. As long as they get this money situation ironed out, he'll be the next defensive coordinator. And I want to jump right into... Yeah, so this shouldn't come as a shock to anyone that tunes in to the Skywalker Show in the morning. Hence why it was never Cowboys have hired, it's expected to. Hence why it was never Zimmer is the DC, it's they're closing in on. Hence why we talked about if Zimmer becomes the defensive coordinator, XYZ. Got to keep it locked, man. And this is information from Thursday night. And the same thing is still going on as we speak. Now, we could get some breaking news. It could come out during the show. Hey, Mike Zimmer, it's official. It's done. But as we speak, it is not. So Rex Ryan spoke on that, Cowboys Nation. And he didn't just speak on the whole Zimmer thing. It's not done. But he spoke on why he wants this coordinator job. And again, it fired up everybody. So this is just listen. This is Rex Ryan, Sunday morning before the Super Bowl, kind of awakening Cowboys Nation for those who happen to be asleep on it.
And this past week, the Dallas Cowboys went ahead and hired Mike Zimmer as their defensive coordinator. He rejoins the Dallas Cowboys after serving in Dallas as their prior defensive coordinator from 2000 to 2006 before becoming the Vikings head coach later on. Obviously, they talked to a wide number of candidates like our own Rex Ryan, and I can tell you this, they loved Rex. They were highly impressed with Rex. Rex made quite a mark on the Jones family, and I'm a little surprised they didn't hire him with as much as they loved him, but we're quite happy that they did, and we're happy to have him here, and this will be a big year for the Dallas Cowboys without him. Mike McCarthy on the last year of his contract, so Rex has got security here. He doesn't have to worry about a head coach on this set being in the last year of his deal.
I just keep getting offended because everyone tries to take you away from us. Okay?
Nobody does.
It's hard. We love having you here.
Hey, you know we a fight, don't you?
Oh, ain't no question.
Okay.
And I can honestly say right here, first off, I'm not so sure that Zimmer's got that job right now. Not real sure about that. I can honestly say I don't believe that's a fact right now. But I will say this. The reason I was so like this is I've been out for 7 years. I've never called another head coach or anything like that. I called Mike McCarthy. And the reason I did is because I want to be on this stage. I want to be back on this stage if I'm going to get back into coaching, have a chance at that. I think with this roster the way it is, I think offensively, special teams, and defense, and I figured I could make maybe even a little bit of an upgrade, that they could be right here. That's why I was interested. It's funny how, well, should we get to, no, your team has no chance at me, okay? That's generally the case. I would only go at the right situation. And if it's not completely right, then I'm not going. But this team, it is interesting because they are so close to getting over that edge, and that's why I think people would be interested in this job.
Well, the closest.
Hey, man. Hey, Rex Ryan, this is the Carolina Panthers, man.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Rex with a crazy flex right there. Listen, man, he said everybody want to talk about, hey, you want to come? I don't want your team. Damn. Hey, I feel Rex, though. Because you look at this roster, you look at this defense, and you look at the stalwarts that they have, it's not talent. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. It's not about talent on this team. You know, the cool little word that Michael Irvin is saying is it's not skill, it's will. Yes, very true too. Coaching. Like, coaching, and then the coaching got to overcome, the management. But Rex looking at this thing like, listen, man, I could coach these dudes up. Give me a shot. Here's my thing, though. I don't think Rex is just looking at it like, well, I can come in here, coach him up year one, and get to the Super Bowl bow right away. I think Rex is like, I know Mike McCarthy ain't. I know he on the lame duck season. All I got to do is go in there, make these boys competitive, get to the playoffs, and it not be my fault. And I've got a leg up to be the head coach. I 100% believe Rex is angling to be a head coach, not just a defensive coordinator. Maybe not in 2024, obviously. McCarthy's back. But 2025 and beyond, you heard what Rex said. Yeah, if I'm going to get back to coaching, it got to be the right situation. What is the Cowboys, man? It's not like these dudes got to rebuild or anything like that. Rex know what he's doing here. Now, with all of that said, is exciting as that may have sounded, man. Rex, like I said this on, was it Friday when we talked about Rex, or Thursday, whenever it was, whenever that report popped up. I believe in my heart of hearts, Rex Ryan, whether it be a Zoom or he flew into Dallas, whatever, he absolutely crushed that interview. Oh, he probably had them believing, like, man, it's Rex dude. But Zimmer is their guy. They want Zimmer, but right now they're just dealing with contractual situations. Nonetheless, this whole thing got everybody up in a tizzy Sunday morning. Just saying, we already knew. We already knew what it was. Hopefully, we will hear something in the next 24 to 48 hours, because the longer you wait, the longer, each day to me counts. I know, well, Scott, it's only February. What do you mean? We got plenty of time before the draft. We got plenty of time before XYZ. Sure, you got a month, though, for free agency. And who am I bringing back? Does the DC want him? You got to bring in assistants. These assistants are comfortable now. They getting hired and things like that. This dragging the feet thing to me is, I don't like it. I don't. Maybe you could say I'm overreacting. I'm not going to fight you about it, but I would like a little bit more sense of urgency in rounding out this staff. And this is why, personally, I believe what I said last week, was last Monday, From what I was told, this is more of the Joneses pushing for Mike as opposed to Mike handpicking his guy. Well, Sky, there was a report that came out. David Moore said Mike McCarthy reached out to Mike Zimmer. There's a term for stuff like this. It's called consider the source. If you're not familiar with David Moore, I'm not going to badmouth the guy, but we all know he is a mouthpiece for the Joneses. So if David Moore comes out and says that, best believe that is being pushed upon by the Joneses. If Mike McCarthy had his complete 100% say in who he wanted to hire, this thing be done. We wouldn't be sitting here. Our season was over a month ago. DQ was hired a week and a half ago. Now I'll leave it at that. All right, man. Let's talk to y'all for a little bit. Then we're gonna jump into these cornerback reviews. Let's start off with my guy, one of my original OGs I ain't talked to in a good grip. Set it off, Chris. What's up, bro?
Scott?
What's up with you, man?
What's up, bro?
How you feeling?
Everything well, man. Man, listen. Anytime that the boy Genius loses for the third time on national TV, that does my heart good, man. I love watching that dude lose.
Hey,
you know.
At this point, man, you know how we can't shake the postseason choker moniker. Like we can't escape those allegations. Neither can Shanahan in the Super Bowls, bro. You can't be 0 for 3 in the Super Bowls with double-digit leads and all. You can't be, bro. That's just madness.
So they excoriated Marv Levy. That guy went on. What he did going to the Super Bowl 4 straight times. We put that up there, but they excoriated that dude for losing. That's what he gets it for. Shoot, Grant went down as a loser. His whole team lost 4 Super Bowls, but we just keep calling. I just don't want nobody call that clown a genius. I don't hear none of that. Oh, he's a genius. That Shanahan tree is dead. I don't hear about all this Bobby Slowick, Dave Johnson, Ben Hur.
Wait, God, hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Hey, man,
wait a minute. We need some good coaches, man.
Hey, man, if me and I saw Cal on the street, I'd probably cross-body block him and carry myself up. I am not a Cal City fan. I just don't want to be called a genius. But that's what we can say. Other thing, Usher Raymond is just a menace, man. Usher Raymond is a goddamn menace to society and all hard-working men that trying to do their thing right for their wives and their families. What he did to Alicia Keys on national television, all of us would have wanted to do, but we all got respect, man. And until somebody smack Usher, he's going to keep on this rampage, man. He's going to keep on this foolishness. But halftime show was top 5. And for you to say 8701, that you kind of giving away the secret of your youth, my brother. Because only a few of us remember that album like that. Only a few of us live 8701.
Come on, man. Chris, I'm biased, bro. That's my favorite Usher album of all time. I know Confessions is the popular answer, and he went crazy with his vocals. Like he showed his vocal range on Confessions. He's got classic hits on Confessions. But 8701 is pop in the CD, press play, and go clean up, go chill,
let it ride.
Just let that thing ride.
Clean your whole house. Get your car ready. You about to go do something dirty.
Light the candles, call up shorty, like, hey, the music playing in the background, your feet's on the ceiling. Come on, man. 8701.
Hey, man. Yeah, top 5. But, hey, I put that top 5 shows. Prince is still always going to be my all-time greatest Super Bowl halftime. Reason being because he had the rain playing while he was singing Purple Rain. Only God can get involved.
Prince come on, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's it, man. But, hey, man, always, man, love talking to you. I got to hit you on Twitter on the back end, let you know I'm going with the Buck. But, yo, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, on another note, on a volume tip, because it has Marcus Hardison decide to take his quotes and put it in a book and sell it, you might want to talk to that dude, man. Those quotes are so fire that he gives us every day at the end of the show. You know, hurrah, let me get my pinky up. He drops bombs.
He does.
And I'm giving to my kids for 6 months, bro.
I've been thinking about something like that because at some point the plan for me and Vach is to elevate to a point where it's going to be tough to do the live thing as much, right? Like you just know how it is if you elevate to that point. But we still want to incorporate that. So like I'm thinking of maybe we take the best quotes and we just run it back, you know, years down the line.
Yeah.
And Marcus Hardison says with the mute, like, come on, man, it's classic. You can't miss shows over there.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, that's Marcus Hardison quotes, and you can't miss shows is always something that's like a staple. So I just want to tell you, man, another great season. I love how you're breaking this thing down, man. I'm gonna get out the way and man, continue to listen to the show, man. And,
thank you, brother.
Yo, man, go Cowboys, man. I'm having a great day knowing that Patrick Mahomes II gave Kyle Shanahan another smoking hot ale.
Gave the Niners. Think about that too, right? 20. Now they what? 30 years officially.
Yeah.
30 years is it?
Hey, man. Yeah, it's 30.
30.
You know, all
30
they holding it. Yeah, 30 years. I mean, they holding the fact that they've been there. But yo, man, yeah, getting there is dope, man. But yo, I mean, every year you get there, you up on the double-digit lead, and you turn it over,
it's
man.
Crazy.
You give it up. You give it up every time, bro.
It's crazy. All right, brother.
It's one of the things. Look, hey, bro, always good talking to you, man. We'll holler later, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, big dog. Set it off, Chris. Hey, look, man, and that's the debate raging right now on Twitter. Which, look, we're as Cowboy fans. Like I get both sides. People saying, "Well, I'd rather be there than not be there." Fair enough, right? Fair enough. But let's be real. If Dallas did that, I wonder if the backlash would be worse on certain players or coaches or whatever. Nonetheless, though, 30 years without going to that NFC Championship game is kind of crazy. But I get it. I 100% get people comparing or what have you. Would you rather be the Bills? You know what I mean? The Bills go 4 times in a row. They don't win one. God, that's crazy. And then they don't go for another 35 years or whatever it's been. It's tough. The Vikings back in the day, you know, they won a bunch of times and never won. Now, the Niners have a rich history, but they have not won it longer than the Cowboys. Now, I'm not going to sit here, me personally, whatever. We stink in that same time period, so it is what it is. But the thing about Shanahan is I think he has the best scheme in the game. But we talk about arm arrogance. I also think he has an arrogance about him. And I feel like we said this, or I might have said this in 2019 when I first started this whole thing, and he went. Maybe it was a little later. He's so arrogant in that he thinks I just plop a quarterback in there. It doesn't matter. To an extent, kind of been right. But at the end of the day, you're still going to need a dude. I don't think Purdy's a dude like that, but that's no disrespect. I think you can win with Purdy. I think you can probably win a Super Bowl with Purdy. But if you're running up against another dude, that's going to be tough. People are going to go look at the box score, and they're going to say, Brock Purdy, you know, he played well. He didn't play bad. I'm not saying he played bad. He made some plays. But there was times in the game where a dude probably makes a play. And the one specific play I'm thinking about is at the end of the game in overtime. You had Brett wide open. Again, just being young, just being a young player. 3rd and goal, you have to know Spags is dialing up something. You have to know. And if he's dialing up something, you can't wait for the whip route. It got open and he air melted. Excuse me. But you got to know he's dialing up something. And 3rd and Super Bowl, I get Jawan Jennings was having a phenomenal game. Ain't no way I'm looking over there, Jawan Jennings. It's not happening. Brandon Ayuk. But Shanahan, yes, I think has the best scheme, but there is something about Shanahan in the Super Bowls when it comes to management. We're talking about game management, and a lot of these coaches deal with it. You needed to lean on Christian McCaffrey. I know it wasn't working out. He averaged 3.5 yards per carry, but in that in that final drive for the 49ers, it was Christian McCaffrey who got you down there. I'm leaning on Christian McCaffrey. I'm setting up my best play, whether it's run or pass. I'm setting up my best plays to get Christian McCaffrey the ball. He's been absolute money in the red zone. In fact, me personally, third and whatever it was, handing it off to Christian McCaffrey. Fourth and short, if he doesn't score, guess what? We going for it. There's not a chance I'm putting the ball back in Patrick Mahomes' hands in the fourth overtime, whatever. And he just needs to go down there and kick a field goal to tie or score a touchdown. He's going to do that. I get your defense. And respects to the Niners defense. They did as well as they could. But that's Patrick Mahomes. There's only one other quarterback in the history of this game that has ice in his veins like that. Modern era. It's Tom. And I think he's more deadly in those situations because he can move. And he can make freaky ass throws. Not that he had to. Again, this is why I shouts out to Andy. Andy, man, I get jealous seeing 15. I get jealous seeing Andy. Did he call a perfect game? No. Did Pat play a perfect game? No. But when it was time, wasn't out there doing no crazy stuff. All right, 3rd and 2. I know the pressure's coming. Bloop, drop. We're going to run a design. Was that the McKinnon, y'all, or Rice, or whoever was in the backfield? Easy. Clock running down, end of the game. We're going to run a misdirection, split zone flow, play action time. Or actually, no, it was a half-field read. Just roll out Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it wasn't complicated. In and out, boop, touchdown, game over. Congratulations, Chiefs. Yes, coaching matters. Coaching absolutely matters. More jealous of Spagnuolo? You're more jealous you don't have a Spagnuolo? Yeah, I mean, that's fair too. Give me all 3 of them, bro. Like, can we argue? I don't even it's an argument because Brady and Bill, yes, 1-2, Brady, Bill, Chuck Noll, and Bradshaw, sure, whatever. I mean, old head's gonna get mad at me for just poo-pooing, but whatever. I love our guy Troy and them, but Andy and Pat, to me, Brady, Belichick, 1-2. But is there a better 1, 2, 3 than Pat, Spags, and Andy? I don't think so. Maybe Josh McDaniels will say better offensive mind than Andy Reid. Bill is heralded as the best defensive mind of all time, but man, you can't argue with what Spags has been able to do as a defensive coordinator. Unbelievable. I digress. Let's wrap the Big Cat from New York real quick. What's good, Big Cat?
What's going on, bro? Listen, man, I love when you preach. You hit my nerves on some stuff, and I'm sitting here listening to you. To say Usher didn't kill that, I don't know who the hell was listening or had something to say. Everybody in my circle was saying the same thing I'm saying. Listen, he laid it down, he put it down, he fried it, he dyed it, and he laid it to the side. And he didn't leave no questions. You know what I'm saying? There was no questions for anything else to be asked about what there is for you to do with the next Super Bowl halftime show. No questions, right? So as far as all of these understandings with our coach, bruh, I said the same thing you said about Rex in vying for the understanding of the coaching move next year. I said that about Zimmer too. I had the same exact thought.
Yeah,
coming in.
That is interesting, Big Cat, because I could see both ways. I could see Zimmer low key like, yeah, let me slither my way up in here, and then when all fails, the Joneses know me. I'm previously a head coach. That's fair because our guy, I forget who called in the other day. We had a laugh about it, but we was like, hey, that's right up the Joneses' alley for sure.
Yep. And we talked. The last time we spoke, we were talking about the tier of coach that would come to Dallas. That understanding of there's a certain tier that's going to end up right in there, and that's a homeboy. Now, what you laughing about, man? You laughing about this? These cats talking about my voice?
Yeah,
again?
bro. Yeah. Keep going. I got you.
They killing me with it.
I got you. You just go ahead. Let me go ahead and run this thing, brother. Let me go ahead. Keep talking. Keep talking.
So listen. So all of the understanding, like I said, I think all of the understanding with them being in a certain tier, regardless of what it is, regardless of how it works itself out, you end up in the fame. You end up in the fame. Yo, and I don't look nothing like that. Yo, I look more like bruh from the 5th floor. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, man. So, if anything. Yo, but
you look like who?
Bruh, man, from the 5th floor, yo. That's funny. And I'm cracking jokes, too. But it's funny, man, because there will be, until they get out of that loop for me, dog, until they absolutely get out of that understanding and get into the understanding of whether or not they really want to win, whether or not they're really trying to win. You know what I'm saying? The idea of Jerry running his mouth already this season about going all in. Jerry's idea of all in and our idea of all in is totally different.
So
temper your expectations on what this man is talking about when he's talking about going all in and getting it all done. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's for all intents and purposes, I do believe that Zimmer is going to be a step up because he'll use real linebackers, or he'll at least take the talent that you have on the squad and put it in and I'm not going to say more conventional, because like big nickels and big dimes have their place. They're just not staple understanding. They shouldn't be your staple understanding. And I think that's where Dan Quinn got kind of rooted.
Yeah,
you know
can I read a quote that we dropped? Pardon me, I gotta find it here. There's a quote that we dropped the other day about Zimmer, and he said something that I 100% I couldn't agree more on this quote here. He says at the end of it, "But I want to be fundamentally sound in what we do. There are teams that can go out there and can make a lot of big plays, but they are not fundamentally sound. Then when the game gets on the line, they do not perform in crucial situations." I'm like, bro, was he reading the Cowboys in the future?
Just trying to let you know, bro. Micah needs to be able to raise hell. And that man raises hell, will raise way more hell from the linebacker position more dominantly than any other understand. That man needs to be on the field to raise hell. I do not believe he should be a full-time DN, because you can game plan for him. If you're moving him around and you're putting him at middle the majority of the time, not even part of the time, he should be at middle the majority of the time. That man raises hell from that position. And I believe Mike Zimmer, as even with Ryan, I believe that both of them would have that understanding, would at least replace that under. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Rex would use him a little differently, but whereas I feel like Zimmer would use him traditionally. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Either way, he'd be back in the middle. You know, a lot more than we saw him this year, where he needed to be. Man, I'm gonna let you go get off this phone.
Nah, man. I'm just having some fun with you, dog. This is good. This is good. Appreciate you, big dog. That's Big Cat from New York, y'all. Gotta let him go, man. It's probably 6 a.m. over there. All right, man.
All right.
Y'all the best, man. Y'all the best, I swear. All right, let's get up out of here. Let me see. We got a couple more. Give me a second here, y'all. Let me go into the meat and potatoes of the show real quick, and I'm gonna get back into the phone lines. I promise y'all. I do want to rap a little bit more about. I do want to close out our hindsight series, and we'll never get to it if I don't get to it. Yo, he do sound like Ice-T. That's crazy. That's crazy. last night, I said it was fitting that today's cornerbacks. It's very fitting that we're talking about these guys because I thought L'Jarius Sneed and McDuffie were phenomenal. They held Kittle. If you count Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo, not saying they were guarding Kittle, but that trio, I don't even think they not hit 100 yards. And McDuffie almost had a perfect game until the very end. Shouts out to not the very end, but towards the end. That third down, I thought the third down was about to cost him. That third down penalty when Jawan Jennings hit him with and McDuffie held. But he was probably him and Chris Jones, the defensive players of the game on that side of the ball. They were phenomenal. L'Jarius Sneed's been great. McDuffie's all pro. Like, you saw the importance of having two of those guys. And I think the Cowboys went to this season. I don't know if anybody thought we had three. I felt very good about Deron Bland. But I felt we had three. Some people would say, rookie year, lucky. No, not the case for Deron Bland. Then no Diggs goes down, but DB steps up, and you still got Gilly. So I think the Cowboys going into next year, if they bring back Bro, and we'll talk about that, we'll have the opportunity to have these type of guys. Now it's just about getting the coach in here to put them in the right situation. So let's attack this cornerback room real quick. And before I get to the big three, and before I get back to the phone lines, let's talk about kind of the bottom of the roster here. I will not be touching on Noah Igbenogany or CJ Goodwin. CJ Goodwin does not play cornerback for real. He's a special teams player. And Noah inactive. I mean, Ice-T, tell him. We don't really care. He's been inactive all year. The one time they put Noah Igbenogany in there, he got cooked by Ayuk, but fortunately there was a penalty. Anyway, let's revisit the back end of this roster from the cornerback standpoint. Let's start with Eric Scott. Eric Scott, 5th round draft pick, 2023. The Cowboys traded up to get Eric Scott. If you guys remember, Dallas won't have an extra 6th round, I think it is, or 5th round this year because they traded up to get Eric Scott. And I know it might seem like nothing. Now, you traded an extra 5th the following year to go up and get a guy. No big deal if he doesn't play. That is a bit disappointing that he didn't even get a chance to play special teams. Right? Eric Scott started off hot, man. Bars. He started off hot at training camp. I mean, he was everywhere at camp. I think he got the first interception. The first interception at training camp. Then he got in the preseason and it just didn't translate. Like, the momentum died down really fast. But at camp, he started off hot. When you go look at his preseason numbers, nothing special. He only had one forced incompletion, allowed 112 quarterback rating. He just didn't make any plays on the ball like that. I think he had one, and I think it was against Seattle. But it was clear that he just wasn't ready yet. So for year 2, Eric Scott's going to have to show some growth, obviously, right? Not playing at all. And like a lot of these day 3 young players or practice squad guys, whoever this new defensive coordinator is, they may not care for E. They may not care for Eric Scott, man. So he's going to have to be even more impressive, in my opinion, to this new defense coordinator, because they ain't his 5th round pick. That's Dan Quinn's 5th round pick. The same thing could be said for Nahshon Wright. I mean, look, man. With all due respect to Nahshon Wright, he probably never should have been a 3rd round pick. He was looked at as a reach anyway. Some might say at the time they were saying not a big deal. Some had him in the 4th or 5th round. Some had him in 7th for undrafted. Yeah, that's the draft. That's just how it works, right? But it's clear Nahshon Wright is just not that guy, pal. 3rd season in Dallas, and he saw his snaps decrease significantly. He had 128 snaps in 2022, and there was injuries happening in 2022, so they were throwing him in there. That went all the way down to 52 snaps. And 65% of those snaps came in blowout games. Week 10 against the Giants and week 18 against Washington. So well over half of his snaps came in 2 games. So they didn't care at all for Nahshon Wright. Now, I suppose he could have a year 4 jump. I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't. But I don't see him making this team next year. He's still under contract, but this is a Dan Quinn pick. There's nothing on film that shows that Nahshon Wright is just going to all of a sudden be some reliable cornerback 2, 3, hell, even 4. You're getting Diggs back, so everybody's going to get bumped down 1 if they bring back one of the guys. I don't see him making the team. Maybe they bring him back for a camp body. I don't know. I'm not going to rule anybody out. Anybody can make a jump. But if you ask me right now, February 12th, I don't see it. I don't see it with Nahshon Wright. Cowboys will probably draft a corner at some point in this draft. I don't know if it'll be early. Maybe it depends on who's there. They'll likely re-sign one of their guys. Potentially might re-sign a lower level guy. And honestly, I'd much rather go shopping at Marshall's with maybe a veteran proven guy that's not going to cost you anything than run Nahshon Wright back again. It's just, there's nothing there to me. Jordan Lewis. We touched on J. Lou when we talked about the 16 free agents the Cowboys could potentially bring back. And for me, it was a flip-flop between Gilly and J. Lou. It wasn't that I'm completely out on bringing back J. Lou. It's just that if I'm thinking like the Cowboys, I have a hard time believing they're going to bring back both. And if I had to prioritize, I'm not prioritizing J. Lou over Steph, and we'll get to that. With that said, I could definitely see them reaching out to J. Lou and saying, like they do a lot of their guys, because J. Lou is their guy, hey, here's this lower level contract. We'd love to have you back on pennies on the dollar. If J. Lou says I'm comfortable in Dallas, I don't really want to go anywhere else, I could see it 100%. And he started to come on towards the end of the year, right? He's another controversial player that fans go back and forth on. To me, I think he was a guy that was easy to spew hate on, even though he was a guy that was lower on the totem pole. This is a guy that was a cornerback 4 coming into the season. Diggs goes down, and he has to step up and be cornerback 3. And for a replacement level player, I thought he played like that for most of the season. I just didn't view him as a guy. I was like, oh my God, he's the reason why our pass defense sucks, which it wasn't. But he also was a guy that was like, I'm also okay with upgrading. Hence why I wanted to go get Jalen Johnson, move Jerron Bland back inside, and let's roll into the playoffs. Because I was worried, hey man, if somebody get hurt, you're now down to Steph and DB and J. Lou and Steph. Like you were in trouble here. And what happened? Stephon Gilmore gets hurt in the playoffs, or right before the playoffs, and he's out there playing on one arm. Now he went out there, did what he could do, but we all know the game plan and the play was just one of the worst games we've ever seen. Nonetheless, I think J. Lou did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was a depth player. Somebody goes down, needs you to step in, step up. He just happened to have to do it for 14 games. Ironically, he became one of your best run defensive players too, though. Like you saw J. Lou, and this is what bothered me about talking about J-Ron. You saw J. Lou with the smoke more than you saw J-Ron at the end. And he's kind of always been a guy that sticks his head in there and not afraid of the contact. But he if you're in the grades, he graded out as the best cornerback against the run. But it matched the film, though. It absolutely matched the film. He was not afraid to get down there, make big hits, fill the lanes. Sometimes deal with these linemen. Sometimes deal with these tight ends. J. Lou became a reliable nickel guy against the run 100%. No doubt about it. Now, we'll see what happens with him from the free agency standpoint, Cowboys Nation. Like I said, I believe they will reach out to him. Hey, man, you want to come back play for us for this minimum deal? And we'll see what J. Lou says. Would I prioritize it? Probably not. Look, the cornerback market, not deep, by the way. It's not deep. But if you can only have one of the two, I feel like you got to reach out to the other guy first. All right, before I get to the rest of these guys, let's hop back into the phone lines. Let's talk to LA. What's good, LA? Let me get you in here. There you go.
Man, happy 2024, Brother Skywalker. I can finally start the new year now that the Super Bowl is over, man.
Yeah, man. It's a new, right? We start fresh. Everybody's 0-0, and let's go ahead with this thing.
It's brand new, man. You know, I kind of like where you sitting at on Nashawn Wright, man. Like he, for lack of a better word, he plays DB like a Cali boy. You know, doesn't really like contact. Got a great body. You know, like maybe Dan Quinn thought he could turn him into some kind of deal like Javon Curse was if he had more dog in him, but he don't. Whereas J. Lou, as you was alluding to a second ago, has dog in him. So he can play against the run. He has instincts that go with playing high-level defense. He just happens to be a midget. You know, like that's his knock. But the motherfucker he can play. You know, like the dude is a real Detroit-minded football player. I want him back just because of that. You know, but you know, like the little Bosco kid, Trent McDuffie got 2 Super Bowl rings. One of the little guys who came through our circuit out here, and saying that to say he's sticky. Dude is sticky. He's a midget, but he's sticky. You know, like if we could find somebody who's physically gifted, who is sticky. All these receivers coming out now, you know, like everybody's big, fast, and strong. Man, we can't be having any more dudes that's not high level midgets.
That's crazy. You're calling them that, but yeah. So usually the slot guys, right? You're going to be hard pressed to find a slot guy that's going to go 6'2". You know, these tall dudes.
Right.
They're likely about 6 foot and under. I think, and we'll get to DB in a second. I think what makes DB so damn special is that he's actually a bigger corner that has the the hip quickness, right? The quick hipness to go in the slot and do these things. And he's your best, in my opinion. I know J. Lou was amazing doing it this year, but he's your best run stopping corner. But he can go inside and he can do those things, but he also can go outside. That's rare. Usually you'll get a Trent McDuffie, you'll get a J. Lou, a guy that sub 6 foot, sub 200 pounds. They got the quick feet, they got the quick hips, that twitchiness to deal with the two-way goals. And McDuffie was you saw the all-pro in his game last night, man.
Right. Well, saying that to say, like, athleticism does have something to do with it, but I think that in the whole Dallas franchise, man, we got the sensei, we got the DB sensei, we got the dude making samurais, we got a real special DB coach, and I think that the room, what Al Harris is doing in there, he's teaching them how to play football. One of the things that I've always noticed about DBs is they always love feet. They always having great feet. You know, having great athleticism and everything. But one thing about the guys who are playing well for us, they make plays situationally within the football game. That's the thing that I love most about Diggs and Bland. And when we brought in Gilly, we got such a smart room in there. Mm-hmm. If they draft the right body, because DB is so versatile, Gilly is not the Patriots Gilly, but he's versatile too. And so is King Midget in there. You know, he's got versatility as well.
Call him King Midget.
Man, he's feisty, man. I like the dude, man.
Let me say this, LA. My bad. Go ahead, finish.
Well, saying that to say, with Al Harris and the guys that we already have, man, like finding somebody who's got some tools. I definitely don't want to go high in the draft unless we was going to get Patrick Peterson.
Let me add into Al Harris. If you bring in Zim, I think what goes unnoticed about Zim, because he was a head coach, right, and a defensive coordinator, those are like overseer type jobs, but he's a DB coach by nature. And if you follow his career from Dallas to Cincy to Minnesota, he's always developed some productivity from his corners or safeties, excuse me.
Absolutely.
So I think he worked well.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, but bingo. To that point,
they're going to mesh well because you can look at how he used Harrison Smith. You know, like how them use the talent that he had in Minnesota, and them dudes typically played together. Like it wasn't the defense year in and year out fucking with Minnesota. It was
offense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was always not related to them, but saying that to say, like he was playing against 12, the Aaron Rodgers. He was playing against who else was in that division? Oh, Stafford.
I mean, bottom line, he put together good defenses in Minnesota. You cannot doubt that at all. But he was a head coach, so he had the responsibility to oversee everything. Hence why he had to be let go because it ran out. It did. Eight years was 8 years. It was long, and it was time to go for him. But yeah, like appreciate the call. I'm gonna keep it moving, brother.
God bless y'all.
Yes, sir. Let's get to Banks. What's good, Banks?
Sky, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
As far as the cornerbacks, man, yeah, I'm with you on Deshaun, man. I think Deshaun is like the J-Ron of the cornerbacks, man. So if he just don't start, but it kind of show, week in and week out, man, how we've seen Eric Scott or Izzy or them kind of, inactive or something like that. I just felt like you couldn't tell me Deshaun Wright deserved to be. If somebody went down, he was the next guy up. Like I just don't know what they're seeing, and and that other than just him being the Dan Quinn guy and showing a little hey, we all say favoritism there, with it. I just never knew. I didn't feel comfortable if somebody went down. Deshaun Wright was up next.
All you need to know is when somebody did, they brought in Noah Igbenogany, man. He was here with the Cowboys for 2 weeks. they said you go in over Deshaun Wright. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, man. But as far as next year, man, coming up, I like if you don't keep Gilly, I still say find a veteran, find another veteran guy, maybe a little younger in age. I would actually like to see, just me personally, I would like to see Bland back inside. And having just somebody else on the outside, and I just hope they don't look at it like, Bland played great. He was all pro being outside. Yes, he was. But, why not get richer at that position? You know what I mean?
I think it depends what you do. If they go into it and say, all right, DB and Diggs, you're our guys outside, then you get you a reliable slot guy. If they go into it and say, nope, we're bringing back Gilly, then you move DB inside. I think that's the beauty of having a guy like DB. You have options.
Yeah. Most definitely. So I just hope they make kind of, the right decision there. And far as I'm just kind of wondering what's going on with the this situation with Zimmer, man. You think it's something like along the lines where he wants a longer term contract, whereas the Cowboys want something shorter?
I just don't know how he can think about a long term contract with the head coach on 1 year. You know what I'm saying? And I would imagine, right now what I do know is it is contractual. It is money right now. But it's coaching, so there's no salary cap. I don't get why I just pay the guy. But I would imagine, because here's the thing with Jerry. This is what I feel like with Jerry and Steven. I don't know that they want to pay any coach a lot of money to not be here. So if you bring him in, you one and done again or two and done, you don't like how it looked with him, don't think it works, and then you fire the whole staff because McCarthy's gone, everybody's gone, you're still paying Zimmer. I thought they should have fired Mike, but they didn't fire Mike, and I think there's a lot of things that come to it. But I'd imagine, because these dudes, I don't think you got to think past money too far. These dudes are probably like, well, we don't want to pay Mike to not coach. We're gonna do what? Not pay Mike McCarthy to sit on the bench somewhere else, sit at the crib, get this $4 or $5 million, whatever the heck they're paying him. No, you're gonna come back, run this thing back on your last deal. and we're gonna bring in who we want to bring in, and they want to bring in Zim, but Zim is probably like, all right, I appreciate it. I want to be here too, but I'm not about to play for pennies.
Yeah. I think you can get somebody maybe with not so to cheat them, but maybe so you can get somebody like Rex with that, because he's just coming in. He'll probably see it more like, okay, 1 year deal, like you were saying. But
I think Rex is angling. I think Rex is angling for
definitely.
a head coach job, brother. I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody has their motives with certain things, man. He's definitely playing like, it's my chance,
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, with the Cowboys, they don't want to pay a coach not to coach, because they don't even want to pay when they pay a player maybe who probably shouldn't be still starting. The politics come in. Hey, I'm paying this guy to start.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying him starter money. He needs to be out there. You know what I mean? So
think about it. Think about the only like high level coach, head coach. Let me say that they fired in the last 20-something years was Wade, right? I mean,
yeah.
Wade Phillips got fired in the middle of the year, but they fired Wade because they had their boy Wonder underneath them in Jason Garrett, and we know the whole sabotage thing there. So I mean, they didn't fire Mike after that game. They didn't fire Jason Garrett, not one, and Jason Garrett could have got fired 3 or 4 different damn times. They didn't fire Jason Garrett. They let him play his contract out. They're letting Mike play his contract out. Dan Quinn walked. They didn't fire him after the game, after that horrible game. They let him walk in to get elevation. And they probably weren't paying Mike Nolan nothing. I bet Mike Nolan was getting paid pennies. So they was like, yeah, we'll move on from Mike. He can take his $800,000 and buy, so.
Yeah, because he pretty much just came from being a linebackers coach in New Orleans before that or something, I think.
Yeah, he hadn't been a defensive coordinator in a good bit, and he hadn't been a good one in a good bit.
Yeah. And I think, real quick to touch on that, I think that's, when somebody say, in closing, as far as Mike McCarthy picking, to say, he brought up Zimmer or whatever, I think him, from that first season, bringing in Mike Nolan kind of made them sour on him picking his staff.
That's fair.
On that. I think that really done it on, because I think if he had it his way, probably Marquand Manuel, I think he probably would have been, probably the favorite for DC coming from Mike picking his guy. You know what
Possibly,
I mean?
He
or
he
Joe
never
Witt
coached
the
with
first
him,
time.
though. That's what I was thinking, Joe Witt. But here's the thing with Mike. Mike also has a track record, too. He likes guys that also been coaches in this league, or DCs in this league. But Manuel, to me, bro, it felt like Rooney Rule. It just did. It smelled like Rooney Rule.
I just say because I think Mike asked for Joe, when coming Dan Quinn and Joey had that interview, that same year Dan Quinn came in, and, I think there was a Mike suggestion there, and that it was kind of like, we'll go with Dan. Even though he just came off from having one of the worst defenses.
The Joneses said, no, we're going with Dan. We're not letting you pick the defensive coordinator again, sir. You're taking Dan.
We let you, we let you pick yours. We'll take this over, But that's all I got, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, Banks.
All right, Scott.
Let's get back to this thing, the cornerbacks, real quick, and we can finish off the phone calls here. He brought up Gilly, man. Let me actually bring this one up. And the everything surrounding Gilly is his return. Does he want to come back or whatnot? Well, he and everybody in the National Football League seem to be down there in Las Vegas, Radio Row, talking and whatnot about everything. And I know the soundbite everybody's gonna go to is his reaction to D-Law and and Micah and what's his name had a reaction too. I'm with them. I mean, that's just, look, let's be honest. D-Law, that was stupid of you to say. I don't know why you said that. And everybody like, come on, man, what are we doing here? Tired? No. Burnt out? What are we talking about? That was dumb. I don't know why D-Law did that. I'm not in his head. That was, he had a moment there. But more importantly, for Gilly, they asked him about wanting to return. And to me, I know it sounds cliche. Oh, yeah, we want to return and yada, yada, yada. He's sitting there with his boy. This felt like, hey, I want to work something out, man. I need to get back here. I want to run this thing back and take a listen to it.
Stephon, what's your approach to free agency? Would you prefer to be back with the Cowboys?
For sure. I mean, I want to be back, and
You know, because I for sure think we have the pieces to beat it, get to where we want to be, and I want to be part of that. And you know, so March is when free agency starts. So
he got to come back with his bro.
Hopefully we can get something done.
Let's go.
He can't
Let's make it happen.
I need him back.
Yeah, I want to run it back with you know, B. Cooks, you know, all these guys, great players on the team. Have opportunity to play with Bland another year, and Trey coming back off ACL.
Yes.
So
Nice job with that.
Three of
by
you,
the way.
man,
That
that would be
Bland's
filthy.
even dressing like you. I watch you practice. I'm like, whoa, wait a same size out there.
It really is Kawhi Leonard in the NFL, man. Yeah, man, I want to run it back, man. I know he don't sound enthusiastic, but that is just how Stephon Gilmore talks. But the bond that him and Cooks has, and you saw Cooks over there looking like, man, you better be back here, man. And I'd bring him back. I would. Look, man, Stephon Gilmore, I thought he was a fantastic trade. One of the better ones the Joneses have done in the last decade. 100% of success. Whether you go look at the film or whether you look at the numbers, either way, he had a successful first year in Dallas. He tied for 4th in the NFL in forced incompletions. Top 20 in completion percentage, 55%. That was his best since his defensive player of the year season in 2019. Scott, you're talking about top 20. There's like 100 something cornerbacks. And when you go look at when he went up against some of the top guys in the league, right? Did he win all the time? No, I'm not saying he did that. But just go down the list when he was targeted against these guys. Versus Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. 2 receptions, 27 yards. Keenan Allen had 2 receptions for 46 yards. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, 2 receptions, 24 yards. You'll see a trend here. 2 receptions. DK Metcalf. Y'all remember what happened with DK Metcalf? He was smoking DaRon Bland. It was no answer. It was DaRon Bland's bad game. They said, hey, young brother, I got this. Locked DK down. 2 receptions, 16 yards. Stephon Gilmore, 2 receptions, 25 yards. Reek, 2 receptions, 23 yards. I mean, how crazy is this? 2 receptions in all these. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 receptions, 23 yards. Against Terry McLaurin in the first matchup, 0 receptions, 0 yards. They targeting 5 times. The second matchup, 1 reception, 13 yards. Against A.J. Brown, I'm talking about the Week 14 game because that's when we whooped on him. And that was a game where, he was stripping A.J. Brown and they was going back and forth. So, yeah, old man. Combined, when targeted, 8 receptions, 81 yards, and a forced fumble. And a lot of those yards came in blowout time. Absolutely, you bring back Diggs. I mean, if he wants to be back, and obviously it's not some, hey, we won 3 years, 75 million, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, obviously a comfortable deal. He's been in the league for a while. I don't think he's going to garner a ton of money, but I'll ask you guys. Would you bring back Stephon Gilmore? I'm sorry, not Diggs. Stephon Gilmore. I 100% would. I do think it's funny. A couple years ago, Diggs broke out and everybody was talking about yards. Nobody's talking about yards no more. There was 25 cornerbacks targeted at least 80 times this year. Gilly was in the top 10 in least amount of yards allowed. Now, I will say this, Cowboys Nation.
Stephon, what's your approach to free agency? Would you prefer to be back with?
Get out of there. I will say this, Cowboys Nation. There was a late nugget that dropped sometime last week. We talked about it last month after the game was over. He went and got surgery on the shoulder. I didn't know what the extent of the surgery was, but the news came out that was more of a serious surgery that's going to require a long recovery, 4 to 6 months. But also been reported that he will be ready for camp. So there's that. I do want to make sure I give you that. But I'm bringing him back, man. Let me go see what you guys are saying. No, was it a 4? Good, brothers, man. No question. Hell yes, 100%. I know there's a few in here that are out on it. I just want to know. Like I was talking to my man Mel about it. He feels like he's losing the step a little bit, and that's fair. He probably is, but how can you argue against that? And the tape too, right? Like the tape is there too. So I am curious for those who may be out on bringing him back. Let me see. Yes, bring him back. 100% bring him back. Gilly locked down. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm bringing him back, man. I'm bringing him back. I think he'd be good for the locker room again. It reminds me, it's so crazy because Cooks and Gilmore are like one and the same for those rooms. I know J. Lou is there, but I kind of look at J. Lou in the same way I might look at Gallup, right? Oh, well, Gallup's been around for 6 seasons or whatever it's been. He's a veteran in that room to help CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, but Gallup ain't Cooks. Oh, J. Lou's been in the room. But J. Lou ain't Gilly. And Diggs and DB are still young. I know, well, Diggs been in the league for 5. I get it. But these are still younger players, still learning how to be leaders. I know a lot of people expect these young players just to automatically come in here because what Dak did and be that's just not how it works. You've got to earn your stripes in this league. And you actually heard CD and Micah talking about that. And that's something that I brought up last year in regards to CD, where I thought it was a mistake for the Joneses to get rid of Coop and not bring in a veteran like a Cooks, because I'm like, hey, y'all do understand that he's still learning in this league. He's still climbing this ladder. So if you're expecting him to be the lead dog leader in the room in his 3rd season, and he's still learning the ropes, like he's trying to hone in on himself and not necessarily anyone else. And that's no disrespect to the leadership title, but I don't think you just automatically become a leader in 1 or 2 years. I think you have to kind of develop that. Listen to Brandon. Brandon Cooks talked about it. He said, hey, early in my career, I was pissy. I was mad. I learned that ain't gonna do me no good. That you're learning, you're growing as a person. But you heard Micah and you heard CeeDee Lamb talk about it. Hey, we need to become leaders. We need to step up and do that. And I think that's just something that you just kind of, as you age, as you mature, as you go through trials and tribulations, that can develop if you're not just this natural born leader. So I'm 100% welcoming him back. If you go look at the cornerback free agent, it's not the greatest, y'all. I know L'Jarius Sneed is out there and whatnot, and he's gonna get paid. I don't think you're gonna have to pay Gilly that much. I think you'll be able to get a comfortable deal for Gilly, bring him back. You got Diggs return. Think about it. Diggs returning ACL, it might take him some time. I think you're gonna need to have a guy like Gilly or J. Lou be brought back here for depth purposes as as Diggs gets back into the swing of things with this ACL. I don't think he's just gonna come back and be right away. We've seen it here in Dallas. Hell, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard sat down with a bunch of people. Funny, Tony Pollard not knowing about Dan Quinn. But Tony Pollard said, yeah, I really wasn't starting to feel quite my full season self until the Panther game. So, yeah, I'm bringing back, man, Gilly, man. It ain't even close. Rolo says, Sky, we had Noah Brown. You see? Yeah, we had Noah Brown, James Washington, and Michael Gallup. I know y'all sick of me saying this, but I'm sorry. Just I was not enlightened, but to hear a guy like Brian McFadden, Super Bowl champion, speak about having that leadership in the room, that veteran presence, and not just not just James Washington, who ain't even much of a veteran, Noah Brown, but a guy that if he say you do this, you listening. Listen to Diggs in the preseason. I'm sorry, in camp. How many players is going to come in here and be able to tell Diggs what to do? Not many. You heard T.Y. talking about it. T.Y. got to Dallas last year. Said, hey, man, come here, CD. When you see this, do that. You know, these little things you need. I think you need that. 100% you need that. Hey, man, Noah Brown had 2 games with C.J. Stroud. Noah Brown got 2 games, and we all think he did. Nah, but Noah Brown did. He did ball out in those couple games. I ain't gonna hold you. But let's not do this here, man. No, Noah Brown, they will replace his ass in a heartbeat over there in Houston. He's just another player. Let's not do that. I saw that special, K. T.Y. threw. So you said he threw Coop under the bus. I think he was just being truthful. Coop is not a guy that is going to talk like that. However, I will say this. I do disagree a little bit in the sense of he kind of was alluding to the fact that Coop wasn't big homie. He was big homie in that locker room, in that room. He just wasn't about to be like if you go and look at the sounds of the sideline, Brandon Cooks on the sideline. Hey, man, you do it's not Coop's game. At practice, yeah. Behind the scenes, yeah. During the game, no. He's more Marvin Harris. Noah Brown had a little insanity moment. He sure did. For a second there was 1 week where it was like all former Cowboys at the top of the list of like yards in a game or something crazy like that. I think Noah and Schultz and somebody else I think it was, but it was kind of hilarious to see that up there though. Yeah, Nico Collins. So in the Illuminati chat, we often talked about how Nico Collins is who we wanted and needed Michael Gallup to be. That's how that should have happened. D'Amico over McCarthy, sure. Him and Dalton was at the top of that list that day. Dalton had a solid year, but we got Ferg, man. As soon as they drafted Ferg, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the replacement, 100%. 100%. I think he had a better season. I think he's a better player. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with DB and Trayvon Diggs. Not much on Diggs. In fact, I'll just bring it up right now. Look, y'all, Diggs is Diggs. We just waiting for him to, get back up to speed with the ACL. But Diggs is one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League. Top playmaker at the position. He might have that title challenge, though, with Deron Bland. A year for the ages with DB. And I get it. He's a Cowboy. I never really expected it to happen. But, I mean, he truly had the statistical defensive player of the year season. 100%, man. I mean, when you have 9 interceptions, 5 pick sixes, NFL record, 50.9 passer rating when targeted, 54% completion rate when targeted. I don't know if we truly appreciated it. He got cooked by DK Metcalf, and for whatever reason, people, these weird fans, that are not Cowboy fans, assume that he was just getting fried all year. That is completely not the case at all. This wasn't a boom or bust player. This wasn't a dude, oh yeah, he got picks, but he was giving up 75% completion, top most yards in the league. They love to throw that out there with all these yards and all these touchdowns. Man, he had 3 touchdowns given up all year. He had more pick sixes, almost doubled it, than touchdowns. And somehow, some way, you got people out here in these streets talking about, oh yeah, Deron Bland overrated. Bro, I need to stop getting myself so worked up with these type fans. But that's why I love this show, because y'all are smart fans. Y'all don't think that way. And let's also take into account Deron Bland came into this league, or came into the season, as a slot corner. Diggs goes down. He switches the defensive player of the year. And I was like, hey, y'all, he switches the outside cornerback. Like, hey, yo, Deron gonna be cool. Give him a couple games. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about Deron out there. He showed he could play out there. Man's parlayed that into a defensive player of the year type of season, man. Now, I didn't see that coming. But I think he's like everything you want out of a defensive back, a young defensive back. I think he's special because of his ability to go inside. He showed he can do some damage outside. He showed he can be a playmaking slot corner too. And again, it's not boom or bust. The dude, he can lock dudes down. Now, is he a perfect? No, he's a second-year player. But like I said, when we were talking about Jay Lou, I think he's your most physical corner. I do. I think he's your best cornerback against the run. I think, and if you go look at some of those highlights, I didn't let it play out. You see him defending these screens, these quick hitters. He comes down and he's wrapping up. Hell, you put... I'm surprised Dan Quinn didn't put 15 pounds on him and put him at linebacker. I'm just saying. But 14 interceptions in his first 2 seasons, 5 pick sixes. Quarterback rate when targeted is great. Dude has it all, man. He has it all, and he's going into his 3rd year. And he's probably going to be your most important defensive back as DaRon Bland gets to the swing, or as Diggs gets back into the swing of things. Yeah, I think DB is going to be your most important because he's going to be obviously your best and youngest corner. Diggs is going to try to get back into so he might have to take on some more responsibilities. Here's what I'm excited about. If they do bring in Zimmer, one of the things we haven't seen from DB yet is a blitzer. Oh, I think Zim will use him as a blitzer. I don't know why. Again, this is another reason why Dan Quinn, I just think he's just had an expiration date. Go look at Spags. I said it last night. I said it last week. Spags is the best at getting free rushers home. But if you go look at Zim, and we took a little bit of a look at his film, but if you even do a more extensive look, Zim brings DBs. DB smart. DaRon Bland is smart. So if you bring him back inside into the slot, run a 4-4. He's a quick athlete, smart athlete. Zim doing the double A-gap mugs, split mug fronts, peel off a guy. Next thing you know, you got DaRon Bland blitzing. Boom! Sack fumble. Something crazy like that. So now you add another layer to him. Not only can he go on the outside and be a defensive player of the year candidate, make plays. Not only can he be a slot guy and make plays, we saw it in his rookie year, but now he can blitz. And I think Zim will have fun with him. And what you can do is if you put him there, this quarterback has to get the ball out. So now I got both of these guys are smart in Diggs and Gilly, but I got a super high level former defensive player of the year in Gilly, and I got this playmaking dude in Diggs. Oh, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. AJ said if Sky with Diggs coming back and if Gilly comes back, who starts on the side, Gilly or Bland? If Gilly comes back, I think you roll out Diggs, Gilly, Bland in the slot. That's what I would do. If he's ready. If he's ready. All right, Lois, what's up, man?
Yo, good morning, Sky, man. Hey, football's over, man. Another year out the books, man. And, hey, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just glad these damn 49ers didn't get one, because I'll be damned if they get a 6-1 before us. But anyways, and let me be real for a second. They're 0-3 in the Super Bowl and 0-4 in the NFC Conference Championship game. So who are the real big-time choke artists? You know what I'm saying? But, hey, they're a great team, great run organization, but what's to come short for it, Sky? And I'm just going to say this. It's not just the Cowboys and this fan base which we feel some type of way. It's 31 other teams. And our issue is our social coverage of this team is beyond any team stratosphere. And, so of course everything is more highlighted and brought to the attention. And not only, and on top of that, you see the urgency from the top of, from what you see on top to get there. So we can't have chances of being in the big dance until you're bringing the consistency of greatness every year, which ties to my last point, and I'll close it out, Sky. Mahomes and Andy Reid, man, first ballot Hall of Famers.
Oh,
and guess what? This was supposed to be on a vulnerable year. And for them,
both years,
they just find a way.
Back-to-back years. It was supposed to be the worst for Andy Reid and Pat, and these boys won. They traded Tyreek Hill and won back-to-back Super Bowls, dog. Come on, man.
Exactly. And they just find a way. And are we surprised by that? I'm not.
No.
That organization,
goats.
The way they're run, and they just brought that championship mentality and that culture to that moment. They drafted Mahomes and had that plan. It was like, all right, we all about this action. Now let's go get it. And you just can't hate this guy. You just can't. And I'm just admiring greatness, right?
No, I love greatness. I was rooting for greatness.
Yeah, and I'm just hella happy for my Texas dogs, Mahomes, Rasheed Rice, Bolton, right? But hopefully we have our Cowboys representing this great state, this great city. But we'll see how everything moves, especially this offseason and their definition of urgency. But we'll wait and see. I'm a DC for life guy. You know that. I root for all the teams here, and we'll see. And quick note, Sky, if I can, go off a little bit. If you haven't been to a Mavericks game, Sky, I know we about to
been
turn
to
up.
one.
I know. Huh?
I've been to one. I went to the Western Conference Game 5, me and Vach against the Warriors a couple years ago. That's the only Mavericks game I've been to.
Hey, but yeah, you gotta go to one. We about to turn up, and I know you're a Lakers fan, kind of young, but yeah, I know y'all pick up Dinwiddie. He should be solid for y'all. But in all seriousness, I just want to say, these past years, the GM for Nico, man, he has been on fire. You gotta look into it, and hopefully the Jones can give him a call and do some homework on what it actually means to have urgency and help your team win now. That's all I gotta say, Sky. Peace out. You have a great morning.
Appreciate you, Los. Yeah, it feels like the ownership and the management of not just the Mavs, the Stars, the Rangers, everybody in this area, they all have the same singular mindset, but not ours. Not ours. Yeah, when I first came down here, I said, you know what, I'm going to have to adopt the Mavs, man. I'm going to have to adopt the Mavs just because I'm here. I come from a city where we don't have a professional team. And I'd be damned if I was rooting for the Eagles. Or the Sixers. Hated both of them. Respected AI, though. But came down here. I was like, yeah, man, I adopt the Mavs. But I haven't really. I went to the game or whatnot. I don't really watch the Mavs like that. I've been following. Shouts out to Kevin Gray. But, man, I noticed it's real easy to get involved in their media. So, hey, Zach, I cover the Mavs, big dog. I cover them. Just saying, man. All right. Last call of the day. Good morning, 334.
What's up, Scott, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. F the Niners, dog.
Facts.
F the Niners, man. The Niners got bang, bang, bro.
I mean, that got to be the
man.
That got to be the most sus rally cry I've ever heard in my life.
They got gang bang, man. And I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, I just got 2 points on the possible, man. That's all.
All right, let's get one. Two of the possible.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Absolutely bring Gilly back, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely bring him back, man. I need him in that locker room, man. 100%. I need him in that locker room. And you can tell, man, that he want to be here. He want to be in Dallas, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, and like you said earlier, man, we just don't know how Trayvon's going to come back 100% or not. You know what I mean? So, we need him out there, bro. We gonna, you know what I mean? Like you said, if we can get J. Lou for a low price, man, let's go with it, bro, man. But if it got to be him or Gilly, man, I'm going with Gilly, dog.
Same. That's how I felt. And it's not a knock on J. Lou. It's just that if they have to pick between the two, give me the better player.
Most definitely, bro. I mean, like, him in that locker room, man. You just tell, man, like, bro, it brought a whole new confidence out of the DB, the cornerbacks, man. We need that. we need that momentum, bro. We need that with the guys, bro. And I ain't really, and I was second point. I was like, I don't know really about Eric Scott just yet, man. Like I don't want to give up on him. I don't want to give up.
Oh nah. Yeah, we can't give up on him, right? I mean, 5th round pick didn't play.
Right, man. I just
my expectations are low, but
yeah, I think, man, I think hopefully in year 2, man, them rookie jitters could be gone, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And especially like, he's still, if we can get Gilly if we can get people like Gilly back, man, that's just another year for him to learn. You know what I'm saying? And build up that confidence. I just, I really just hoping like, he be better in the second year, man. And the third one was like, man, what D-Law said, bro.
I don't know what he's thinking.
I'm talking about, man, like, bro, that's some stuff that you don't say, bro. I don't care, man. Like, who you trying to impress, bro? You know what I'm saying? You was tired.
I don't know what that was about, bro. That reminded me of Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods? Wait.
Yeah, it was Xavier Woods. He said that.
My wrestling head I was thinking about the other Xavier Woods, but Xavier Woods, the Cowboys, who said, "Oh yeah, we don't go 100%." Bro, what you don't say that, D-Law.
What are you talking about?
What are we doing here, man? Like, yeah, that was dumb.
We're professionals, man. You professional. I mean, it's another word. You was thinking that. You don't say it, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, not on national TV, bro. And out of all people, you want to say it to. You want to say it to Stephen A. Bro. Come on, man.
Hold up. Like, I think so. If I'm just spitballing here, I feel like bro felt pressured. He ain't never been on no first take like that. They asked him a question, and for some odd reason, see, this is how I know they got to be disconnected from social media, because you should have been practicing. You should have been practicing your speech, your PC stuff, whatever you needed to say. But you don't come out there and say. You could have just said, "Hey man, yeah, we had to be better. They came out and played better than us." You don't go out there and say we was burnt out, bro. What? And then everybody else, they said, "Hey, so were you burnt out?" Nah, I don't know what he talking about. They was removing themselves from that. I don't know what bro talking about. He on some whole other shit. But yeah, man, you can't do that.
No, bro. Yeah. All right, man. That's all I wanted, man. Good to talk to you, bro. Cowboy Nation, what up?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Boy, look. That just flashbacks of Xavier Woods. Oh, it's not possible to go 100%. You don't say that. And he knows he regrets that. Because now, guess what? You got, is it Wooly? They call him Wooly on 105 to the fan, Zach Wolchuk. Hey, man, Zach. Hey, look, Zach, if you're listening, just having fun. Love Zach. Never mind, I ain't gonna say what I want to say. But Zach be like, hey, yeah, so just wanted to ask you about DeMarcus Lawrence said you guys were tired legs, and you just saw Gilly, come on, man, I don't know. And Zach was like, yeah, speak on it, yeah. And now you got these dudes answering these questions, man, and come on, D-Law, man, you can't do that. Yeah, brand management. Shouts out to Zach. Is it Zach? One of them. They got the voice. Let's get to the super chats, man. John Machota got the crazy voice too. I can't even but John Machota, but they gotta limit John Machota's words. It's just way too nasally for me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But he got the professional radio voice, so shouts out to Zach. But when Zach get to going, boy. Brand man, let me shut up.
Super chat.
All right, Sanjay earlier dropped 5 and said Kyle Shanahan pulled a Pete Carroll, should have ran the ball 3 times. Yeah, Shanny's game management was not great last night. Again, I still stand on it. Best scheme in the game. But you still got to call it, right? And I don't think he called it right. That's all. Tiana, appreciate
Super
you.
chat.
Miss T dropped 5 and said, you could tell who was outside and who wasn't when Caught Up, Bad Girl, and Superstar came on. Millennials, that was our halftime show. 80s baby, 90s kid. Facts. And Tiana, I was so surprised because I'm not gonna hold you. There was a large part of me that believed he was just about to go out there and yeah. Oh my God. Like he was just about to, appease to the top 40 crowd. And I was just, man, a little worried. But a part of me, didn't he play Love in His Club? See, this is another part of him. I think it was Love in His Club, right? I was waiting for I was waiting for Wayne to come out, maybe Beyonce, Jeezy. Brought everybody else out. Like, you should have brought Jeezy out. You brought the rest of that out. You should have brought Jeezy out. But nah, when he dropped those 3 songs, I was like, okay, Usher. You thinking about us. Appreciate you. Black Lion.
Super chat.
He dropped 5 and said, my wife's nephew is Rashay Rice, plays for the Chiefs. We are honorary Chiefs fans. So happy he got the chip his rookie year and beat our hated nemesis. Shouts out to Rashay Rice. He's a guy that, Foots and I covered when we were doing was it Senior Bowl week? I think it was Senior Bowl week. And man, he grew up real fast, and he's going to be a really good wide receiver 1 for that team. I mean, clutch catches, clutch yak yardage in that game. Brett Veach. The Hunts, Brett Veach, Spags, Andy, Pat. It's just one line, man. It's just one line. He's zigzagging all over the place. And then Twan dropped 5.
Super chat.
Twan said, can you imagine the smarts of Gilly alongside the Diggs, emerging that play style Diggs with Gilly can teach? Man. And that's what hurt, when Diggs went down, it just was envisioning those two for 16, 17 weeks, whatever it was. Now, fortunately, DB stepped up, but you heard Diggs in all season. Like, man, seeing how he works, listening to him, learning a lot from him. And bring him back. I think he will help once he'll pass that torch, not just the torch of, hey, you that guy, but that torch of now you're the leader. A lot of these young guys are still learning that. Maybe it never happens, but I like to have a guy that could at least teach that. And I think that's it for the super chats. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, shouts out to Texas boy. He went to SMU. Do I think Campbell would have won this game? For which team? I'd probably say no either way, but Jeezy Trap Music God, facts. And Gucci. Man, hey, J Jack, I don't know if you listening, bro. J Jack made me this Gucci Man mixtape years ago, man. I'm so mad I lost that. It was perfection. It was the perfect Gucci Man mixtape. Scroll up here. Professor O said, peace up, A10. He definitely brought the A to the world. You heard him at the end. I brought the A to the world. Come on, man. That halftime show was fire. What y'all talking about? C-Mac had the hot hand. Shanahan went away from him. Yeah. I'm three in a row. Run, pass, run, whatever. I don't care. It's going to CMC 3 times in a row. Maybe 4 if you need to. Oh, yeah, Bobby definitely got that. He got that perfect. I don't even know how to. Bobby got the voice, too. That's all I'm saying. Bobby got the voice too. Oh, y'all crazy. Can we talk about Jermaine Dupri in the Sunday school socks? Y'all. Oh, I hope I find this. We in overtime. Oh, I hope I can find this. They did Jermaine Dupri so wrong. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is hilarious. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Y'all got to see this now. Hold up now. Oh, I can't wait to talk to Voss later. Wait a minute. Give me a second. Y'all just hold right with me. Appreciate y'all for being here. We in overtime now. Now we gonna make fun of Jermaine Dupri's. Somebody said they thought that was CeeLo Green. Oh man. God dang, where you at? Here you go. Y'all, turn this music off. Turn that up real quick. So here goes Jermaine Dupri, right? Y'all can't even see his whole outfit. God dang. Can y'all see it like this? Yeah, y'all can see it like this. So here goes Jermaine Dupri. If you missed Jermaine Dupri's outfit, y'all, I don't know what he's celebrities crazy. But my boy ain't. Somebody said this is how they fitted Jermaine Dupri. Hold on, y'all gotta see this. Y'all just hold tight. This will be your laugh for the day. That's for damn sure.
Here getting fitted for my wedding. You know what I mean? I was gonna talk about, you know what I mean?
He said this Jermaine Dupri getting fitted.
Be a little slimmer by then, though. A little bit slimmer. I lose some of this.
Yeah.
Get 188 down, though.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take this on back? Try
Hey yo! Oh, the Taylor Slick.
Some of this.
Yeah.
188 down, though.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take this on back? Try
Bro, you can't beat the internet, bro. Oh, you can't do it. You can't mess up on this internet. Golly. I remember back in 2012 or whatever it was, 13 maybe, when RG3 broke his knee again. And they put the RG3 on a wheelchair logo. That's when I knew, oh, you can't F up. If you mess up, and that was like 12 years ago. It just got worse. Oh man, what a prank. Yeah, I don't know what Jermaine Dupri was doing, man. Tyler suit on.
What'd you say now, Chuck?
Undefeated, bro. Undefeated. Let me do one more little search here. We good to go. Oh, yeah, see. I knew somebody snuck up here. Shout out to True Believer. He dropped 2 and said, Kelvin Joseph got a Super Bowl ring. He ain't really get a Super Bowl ring, though. I get it. It says Kelvin Joseph is signed to a futures deal with Kansas City. He got technically, you're not a part of the roster until the following season, but you know, Kelvin Joseph on like his 6th team, man. But he can say I was there, I guess. Yeah. He can say I was there. All right, y'all, look. It's only Monday. We still got a whole week to go. I don't know if I'll be here the entire week. I'm trying to modify the off-season schedule because things are about to start to slow down a little bit. But and plus, as y'all know, I got a lot of things going on in my personal life. However, we'll be back. I think we're going to start since the season's